Thanks everybody for joining us. This is the latest installment of the Mastermind seminar, in this case webinar series, and today's topic is branding yourself on Facebook. We have a very special guest on the line, which I'll introduce in a second. But those of you that know me know that we're very much in using every aspect of technology to make our lives easier, not to complicate them, because some people get a little intimidated by this stuff, and others still are maybe too involved in tech without understanding sort of the practical implications. And we've done other seminars on minimum standards for tech, but today's topic is on proper social media presence and a turnkey solution. And joining us on today's call is Sean Nilsson with City Blast. Sean, thanks for being on the call, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So I'm just switching you.
Sorry, yeah, I just wanted to confirm everyone can hear us. Can someone type in the box if you can hear me? I was having problems a little bit earlier.
So if anybody, yeah.
I
can hear you, and it's streaming through, and we've got the screen up. So I'm giving you the, and I got from Michelle. Thanks, Michelle. I have good quality audio. And Michelle, can you see the screen as well, I assume now? And we have a yes. Thank you very much. So you've got the comm, buddy.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, exactly. So what we're going to talk about today is social media and what you should be doing in social media. I am Sean Nilsson. I'm the co-founder and the CEO of CityBlast.com. Some of you might have heard of City Blast before. And I'm a real estate agent in Toronto, Canada. So what we're going to talk about today is something really kind of important, and it's a cornerstone of your social media presence, and that is inbound marketing. I think that over time, some people have sort of been a little bit mystified by social media and what do I do, what do I say, how do I use it, and more specifically for us, how do I generate leads? And how
do I do it without pissing people off?
How do I do it without pissing people off? Exactly. People are very sort of intimidated often by social media. There's no reason to be intimidated. I'm going to explain to you today the strategy that I use, and that pretty much is a fairly well-established strategy now. It wasn't in 2007, 2008 when I started using it, but now it's pretty well-established as sort of the go-to strategy for social media, and again, that's inbound marketing. So if you're on the line now, make sure that you've got a pen and paper handy, and also if you've got any questions, feel free to write them into the message box as they come up, and you will get to Q&A at the end. But I'm going to kind of go into it. Now, my company is called City Blast that I founded, and the way that City Blast was founded was, as I said, in 2007 and 2008. That was my first year in real estate, and when I started out, I was like a lot of you. I had no, first of all, idea what I was going to do to market myself. I had no marketing budget, and I basically got my license and a desk at the office, and they said, okay, go ahead, sell some real estate. So what I did have was a Facebook presence. I had a Facebook. I had about 500 friends on my Facebook at that time, maybe even a little more than that, maybe 700 or so friends on Facebook. And so I took to Facebook, and using only the free elements of Facebook, I was able to generate $165,000 in commission in my first 12 months and do 24 deals, all through the free features of Facebook. And I'm going to talk a lot about Facebook today, but when I'm talking about Facebook, I'm also, by proxy, talking about Twitter and LinkedIn. So these strategies will work for all social media and others as well. This strategy specifically, I'll talk about Facebook, but it applies to all of them. So keep that in the back of your head as well if you're wondering what to do on LinkedIn or what to do on Twitter or Instagram or what have you. These sorts of things in this theory will work across the board. So what I started to do in my first year was, obviously I started posting on my Facebook, and I'm going to go into a bit about what I was posting and sort of the strategy that I was using. But one thing that happened right away is within about the first 30 days, other agents in my office started to notice that I was very active on Facebook, and moreover, that I was starting to get busy as an agent. And that was probably within about the first 90 days. I was starting to do a lot of deals, and folks were coming up to me and saying, hey, great job, I know you just started. What are you doing that's getting you all these leads? And I actually started to take on clients that I was consulting and help them with their social media. And what actually came out of that over time was I had one consulting client, 5, 10, 20. Now I have over 1,200 clients in Canada alone that I'm consulting on social media, and the way that we do that is through the company that I founded, City Blast. And I'm going to talk a bit about City Blast as well as we go through. But let's jump right into the content here surrounding inbound marketing. And first I want to explain to you the market kind of opportunity. You might be sitting there saying, okay, well, is Facebook important? Certainly a lot of people ask me that question, is Facebook an important vehicle for my business? Obviously I would say yes, and I'm going to explain to you why I feel that way. So I'm going to give you 3 stats here, and they kind of all go together, but you might have seen them before. They might be new for you. Either way, take a minute to think about this. So over 90% of home searches begin online. We know that from NAR. They put the number out every year now and tell you how many folks are searching online for their properties. Over 90% of searches beginning online is an interesting number in and of itself, because it's indicative of the market that we're in now and the fact that the market in general has shifted to online instead of walking in to an office. But I read a little deeper into that, which is people are starting their real estate process without an agent. It used to be that you would walk, you're like, okay, I've just now at dinner, my wife and I have made a decision, we're going to sell the house, or we're going to buy a place, or whatever. And the next step would be that you'd call your real estate agent and start the process. Well, that's not happening anymore. People are on MLS, they're on agents' websites, they're on any number of these other sites that have to do with the real estate industry, and they're educating themselves. They're educating themselves not only on the real estate process, but they're educating themselves on real estate agents, and they're looking at listings. They're educating themselves on what's available in the market. So they are accessing information, and it's on a grand scale. So the trick here, the takeaway is there are tons of people who are online, even right now, who've already made fundamentally the decision to transact in real estate, and they have not yet committed to a real estate agent, which means that they are viable prospect leads. And if you could just figure out a way to, 1, find them on the internet, and 2, attract them towards your business, you would be able to turn them into new clients and sell them properties. Okay, so that's the first. I add
a little point here too, Sean, and that is that a lot of agents have been taught to look for that prospect that is looking to buy right this second or looking to sell right this second. And this is one of the strategies. I mean, you will get leads that are ready to go right away, but I believe a big part of this are people that are, you're looking upstream, are people that are 3 to 6 months away. That's when you can get them, because they don't search when they're ready to go. They search 3 to 6 months before they're ready to go. So a lot of them are in the pipeline, but you're fishing upstream. And the nice thing about fishing upstream is there's no other fishermen. You're getting them early. You can build relationships so that when they are ready to go, you're the one.
Yep, absolutely. So the opportunity in the grander sense is there. People are online. They already know that they want to buy real estate. They're already getting interested in the idea. They're seeking out information. And critically, they have not yet committed to a real estate agent in any way. They haven't even talked to them. So they're out there, and that is the opportunity from that perspective. Now, let's take this a step further. Here's the where of where to find them. People spend 3 times more time on Facebook versus any other website in the world. And this time I don't mean Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I don't mean all social media. They spend 3 times more time on Facebook.com than any other website in the world, which is incredible. That means more time than YouTube, where people sit and watch videos, more time than any other website, more time than their favorite sites for browsing and reading and all that kind of thing. Facebook is, in essence, the time suck epicenter of the internet, which means that, to continue on with the fishing analogy, if you want to catch fish, you need to fish where there are fish. And you could be on, there are a billion websites in the world. You could be on any one of those sites, but I would suggest that bang for your buck, if you want to capture the most amount of people by casting a broad net, you want to do it on Facebook. And the secondary reason that you want to be there, not only because of the sheer volume of activity that's going on and the amount of eyeballs that are there. The second reason that you want to be on Facebook is because it's social. So it already is a platform for a two-way interaction. Your blog or your website is a one-way interaction. You can post things up and people can read them. Secondly, unless you've got a really fantastic blog, I'm quite confident people are still spending more time on Facebook than they are on your blog. So
for sure. Yeah.
Being on Facebook is the main, it's the hub of the internet in a social sense and in terms of activity. And so if you want to have your best bet chance of finding those 90% of people who are online, looking around, wheeling and dealing, some of them ready to go, other people just starting the process, it's all happening on Facebook. Here's the third stat, and this one's kind of, the storm clouds are rolling in now. Experts recommend spending at least 1 hour per day on your Facebook marketing, okay? Now, that obviously leads us to say, we don't have an hour a day. You, I'm sure, have heard every excellent marketing scheme under the sun. If you've been in this business more than 6 months, you've probably heard about 100 different things you could be doing to market your business. And I'm sure, in fact, that all of them work. But busy agents don't have an hour a day. So we've covered the opportunity. We know that there are tons of people out there who could be our clients who are floating around and have already, to some degree, started their interest in real estate and started an interest in transacting in real estate. We know that if we're going to have our best chance of finding them, they're going to be on Facebook. It's simple math, okay? And we also now have two problems in my mind. One is, okay, great, Sean, they're on Facebook. What do I do with that information? So there's the what of Facebook, which is, you know, what do I post? Do I run ads? Do I, you know, there are a million opportunities for things that you could do on Facebook. So what is the activity that I'm going to actually perform on Facebook? That's one question that I have here. And the second one is, even if I knew what to do, where would I find the time to do it? Because I have to, you're telling me I have to spend an hour a day. So let's dive into that a little further. And this is where my, I won't call it my system, but the system that I used comes in, and I think that you'll see that it nicely answers at least the first question there. And the answer is inbound marketing. So inbound marketing is absolutely the key that is going to unlock Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and all social media for you and allow you to market to those folks, those 90% of people who are floating around out there, and turn them into clients and not annoy your friends and family in the process, okay? I'm going to read you 3 quotes from the Wikipedia article on inbound marketing, and I'm going to explain a bit about what they mean and what they mean to me. And then after we do a bit of inbound marketing discussion, we're going to actually go onto my Facebook and have a look at some examples and talk about them, etc. Okay, so here's a quote from Wikipedia. Wikipedia is an online encyclopedia, just in case you didn't know, that's curated by the world. So it's a general consensus opinion on every topic. These aren't my words. These are the words of other people. Inbound marketing, earning the attention of prospects and drawing customers to your website by producing content customers value. Okay, so this is important. This is the main focus of what we're going to talk about here. Earning the attention of prospects and drawing customers to your website, and in this case website means towards you, your Facebook page, your Facebook business page, whatever, wherever you're trying to send them, drawing customers toward you by producing content customers value. So here is, in a nutshell, what that means. Agents I see all the time are posting what I call me first content, okay? And me first content is things like, I'm the best agent in the area. Click here to view my website. Hey everyone, add my fan page. It's a great source of real estate content, and on and on and on. People who are focusing on their business on social media. Let me go by way of another analogy here a little bit deeper. Social media is, in essence, like a networking party, okay? Think of it as an online manifestation of a networking party, like you'd show up at after work, you'd stand around and you'd meet people and you'd exchange business cards and you'd talk about things, business and otherwise. And people who are failing at social media are the person at the party who shows up there and only talks about themselves the whole time. And you can imagine if you showed up at a party and you had the choice to sit there and talk to someone who drones on about themselves and moreover their business, which is boring, you would be walking away and finding someone else who talks about what you are interested in talking about. Okay, it's a tale as old as time. Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People, great book, pick it up. It's like rule number one. Don't come to a party and stand there and talk about yourself. Social media is the exact same thing. Don't use me-first content. Every time you're going to post something, you should think to yourself, are other people going to be interested in this? And you should post them-first content. And that is, in a nutshell, what inbound marketing is all about. It's sourcing and posting interesting information and content, videos, articles, listings, pictures, anything that you think genuinely would be of interest to other people. And obviously, for the real estate world, you're going to want to have that information be real estate related. So I know that you guys are probably anxious to see some of it. I'm going to go through two more quotes, and then let's bounce over to my Facebook and see some examples and talk further about it. But just
Sean,
to,
I just wanted to pipe in quickly. There's another interesting perspective that basically says if you want to be interesting, you need to be interested. Yeah. And it's not even like Facebook. To me, is not even like even a networking party. People are there just to have fun. They're not even thinking about networking. And I'm looking on my Facebook this morning, and agent after agent posting their listings and posting their open houses, and that's not what we're here to talk about. They're there to talk about their life. But if you can get their interest with something interesting, then they'll pay attention. But I'll let you continue.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just wanted to qualify this so that you know that that we're talking about something that makes some sense for us here. So this is again from Wikipedia. Inbound marketing, same article, is especially effective for small businesses with high dollar values, long research cycles, and knowledge-based products. Okay, so again, not my words. These are the words of others. But I don't know if any of you can think of a business that fits this description. Small businesses. Every single person here is running a small business. You're running a one-person business or a small team, etc. Your real estate business is a small business. High dollar values, it's the highest dollar value that 99% of your clients will deal with in their entire lives. Okay? And it's high dollar value for you in terms of you don't make $1,000, $10 or $100 commissions in a year, right? You're making $10,000 commissions or similar. So it's high dollar values and high stakes for you as well. Long research cycles, obviously, real estate is probably one of the longest research cycles outside of the corporate, like B2B world that exists. It takes months, sometimes years to find the right property or to sell a property. And knowledge-based products, obviously, we're all selling our knowledge. If not, you're basically a courier or you're preparing documents like an administrator. You are selling your knowledge. Your knowledge is what your clients are buying. So real estate is perfectly tailor fit for the inbound marketing strategy in social media. Last thing, and then we'll move over and check out my Facebook. One criticism of inbound marketing, same article, is the time and effort required to create content. So we've come full circle here. We talked about the opportunity at the beginning. We were left with two questions. One was, okay, if there's an opportunity on Facebook, what do I do? And the second question we were left with, or challenge, was even if I knew what to do, where would I find the time to do it? We've answered the first question, and we're going to go further into it right now, which is the what is inbound marketing. And I'm going to show you examples, and we're going to talk about that. But you can even see we've gone through the inbound marketing section here, and we're still left with the second question, which is, okay, great. I believe there's an opportunity. I believe it's on Facebook, and I believe that inbound marketing is the way to go. I still don't have an hour a day, every single day, to do my inbound marketing. And that's where City Blast comes in, which is the company that I founded, which is a social media marketing assistant for you. We actually have social media marketing assistants here in Toronto. There are a number of them sitting down the hall from me right now who find and post articles, videos, listings, information, anything you choose, and you can choose the type of content they'll post that's suited for your market and tailored specifically for your market. They'll source and post them to your Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn accounts so that you don't have to. And I'll explain a bit about that, and that sort of came out of my consulting service. But I'm going to show you now some examples of inbound marketing. I'm sure we can get Simon involved and talk a bit about this. I know that he's passionate about this subject as well. Here we go. So here's my Facebook. This is my personal Facebook, and I have a number of friends now. I didn't always have a lot of friends. One thing that happens when you do a lot of social media training is everyone adds you. So I'm sure some of you folks are going to add me after this. I encourage you to add me. I have a lot of friends now. I didn't always. You don't need to have a million friends to make this system work. Let's look at some examples of inbound marketing in reference to my ongoing Facebook stream here. So a lot of these posts are my own posts. So here's me having dinner with a friend, and then here's me making a social commentary on a street in Toronto. Here's me at the baseball game. And then here's an article, Get the Dirt on Toronto Condos Using a New Review Site. This new website brings word of mouth about condos in Toronto to an online level. Would you use this Yelp-style site as a resource when looking for a new condo? So if I'm one of my friends and I see this get posted up, first of all, I can just see it. I click through if I'm interested. It goes to the website here. In this case, it's the Toronto Star newspaper, real estate section. The person can have a read, etc. If I am a friend of Sean's, rather than obviously Sean myself, I can see this post go up, I can click on it and read it, and what happens in that process is I think, hey, cool article Sean posted about real estate. He's always posting cool stuff about real estate. That is the desired effect of inbound marketing, and I can assure you it's much more effective than if you post up, if this same post was, add my fan page, people would not care. It's not. It has no relevance for other people for you to say, add my fan page, or I'm the top agent, call me now. Like, people are not here for that sort of thing. The way to do this is to post content that customers value. So this is just one example. It's a cool website that people can look at about condos. Let's go down here and check this out. I posted a listing there. Top 5 renos for return on investment. Adding value to your home is the #1 concern for most homeowners. Take a look at the top 5 renovations for return on investment in this article. Boom. Click through. Have a read. Income property. There you go. So what's pretty cool here is nowhere am I being pushy. Here's some stuff from like some restaurants I was at. Nowhere am I being pushy and talking about myself. In fact, in all of these articles, young couples with children of mine are opting to buy in downtown Toronto for its lifestyle. Jim Carrey sells Malibu beachfront home for $13.4 million. Do you think his pad was worth the price tag? Click through. It's a cool, sensational article. Nowhere here am I talking about myself. I'm simply talking about real estate, and I'm sourcing and posting the most interesting articles that I can find that I think other people would be interested in. And that's the critical distinction here. I'm showing up at the party, and I'm talking, but I'm talking about things that I think that the other people who are there would be interested in talking about with me. One thing that the sort of astute listeners will have picked up on is all of these posts, which are my own, about the restaurant, about the Jays or whatever, were posted by me. If you look closely, you can see the ones that are the inbound marketing posts have actually been posted by cityblast.com, and that's my social media expert working on my behalf and posting to my wall, which is what CityBlast does. Even if you don't have CityBlast, you need to be focusing on inbound marketing content that other people value in your Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn marketing strategy, and not using me first content. Simon, did you have some thoughts that you wanted to add before I move on?
Yeah, somebody once asked me, well, why can't I just friend you, Simon, and then watch your post and then share your post? And I say, great, you can do that, but every time you're sharing my post, you're actually promoting me, which I appreciate. But But you got to understand, people are not going to analyze this if they're just going to click on the path the shortest resistance. So if you're sharing somebody else's post, they're going to click on that post. It's going to take them to the post of the other person, which takes them to that other page, and basically takes all the attention off you. But I agree. But I also noticed that you're not just doing real estate stuff. It's really cool, interesting stuff. Yes, we're talking about the condo market. Yes, we're talking about Jim Carrey's Malibu home. But then you're also doing your personal stuff, because you're also, I don't think this can replace all of your Facebook activity, but it can certainly give you a steady stream, because I'm sort of a hit and miss Facebook user. So I may be off it for 4 or 5 days, then I'll go back and check my messages and so on. But in the meantime, I know I've got City Blast posting stuff, and I can control the frequency, but I've got stuff consistently going out. And the kind of comments I get from people are you know, wow, you're always sourcing out such interesting stuff. And yet I'm not really doing any of this. It's your guys posting all of the City Blast stuff. So it's something that can add to what you're already doing.
Yeah, absolutely. The nice thing about City Blast is there are a few things that work to your advantage with City Blast. First of all, even if you're not going to use City Blast, you need to be doing inbound marketing, and I'll qualify that statement in just a second. I'm going to show you my dashboard where you'll get some interesting stuff from there. But you need to be doing inbound marketing. The nice thing about City Blast is, one, the people who are on our staff here at City Blast are real estate and social media experts. So they're going to post the best possible content from around the web that they can find that pertains to your market and make you look professional, up-to-date, and current, and consistent. The biggest thing is consistency. Posting something once is not going to earn you a year's worth of business. Posting stuff for a year will earn you a year's worth of business. And the nice thing about City Blast, or having someone else do it for you who's a professional, is that it stays consistent, it's top-notch, it's excellent for social media and gets lots of clicks and attention and all that kind of thing, and you don't have to worry about it. So you can see where City Blast solves the problem of the hour a day. When you subscribe to City Blast, our experts do it all for you. You simply, here, I'll even show you right here. This is the City Blast website, okay? I'm going to just log in here. And let's have a look. This is my dashboard. Sorry,
while that's loading up, Sean, I also want to say, you know, because you've heard this in the past, because you're an agent as well. The big mantra in the industry is you got to get your name out there. And the problem with that is you're trying to compete with your name, which really has no value compared to 38,000 realtors out there. You know, I'm number one this, or I'm number one that, or I'm in the top 5%. It's all a bunch of rubbish, really, because it really doesn't matter to the consumer out there. So what I like about this solution is it's not about getting your name out there. It's about getting their name in here. So you said it more eloquently with inbound marketing, but that's what it's about. It's about fishing with the right bait. So the right bait is interesting, consistent information that will get their attention and get them to hold up their hand and comment. So they may comment on a post and say something interesting. Now you've got to engage. Now you've got to engage with them, and now you've got to say, hey, you're asking about the condos. Let me know if you have any questions, if I can help in any way. So it's just another method of fishing upstream to get their names in here. So it's a much more effective strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to qualify here what I was saying, just so you know that I'm not out to lunch. This is my dashboard on City Blast. We track all of the clicks, likes, comments, etc. for all of our posts to our members' accounts. First of all, City Blast experts have posted almost 500,000 times, I believe, as of right now. 500,000 individual posts. When you post that much, first of all, you tend to learn a few things about what works and what doesn't work. And I've got my frequency, the amount of posts that I've requested, set to 4 times per week, which you can see down here. So 4 times per week over a month, let's call it 16 posts. Out of 16 posts in the last 30 days, I was able to generate over 1,000 touches, meaning 1,015 people read articles that I posted on my wall. That's an average of, I don't know what that is, 70 or 80 people per post who clicked through and read each article that I posted on my wall. And that's 70 or 80 people, and that's 1,094 people over the last 30 days who have had the exact thought we talked about, where they said, oh yeah, cool real estate post by Sean. I always like reading the stuff that he posts up, or whatever. That's an incredible amount of impact to have in any way, shape, or form, but specifically through something that you can essentially automate and outsource. This is a massively powerful strategy. Even if you do it yourself, spend your hour a day, you're spending an hour a day, if you have similar success, to generate 70 or 80 points of contact in an hour, rather than, you know, cold calling or whatever. You're hitting one person at a time. This is an incredibly powerful way to leverage yourself. And in my opinion, outsourcing it to someone else, whether it's City Blast or someone locally that you know or whatever, preferably a social media expert, is an even further powerful way to leverage your time and get a massive amount of effort and work completed in terms of touches, getting yourself out there, getting to be top of mind with other folks. I want to show you just quickly here kind of an interesting part of...
Can you just go back one slide? Because I want to point out a very important little component here, and that is this. When you look at the touches, I see 1,000 touches, I see 1,000 click-throughs, I see 58 likes, but you know what I see? I see 12 comments and 9 shares. And if somebody's sharing this information, which is all real estate specific, chances are one or both parties are interested in real estate at this point, and your job is to, you know, without being cheesy, just pipe in and say, hey, thanks for sharing. Let me know if you have any questions. You can message me anytime directly if you don't want to post online, because people don't want to have questions out there on the post, on the wall, but they will want to message you. So it's also our job when we see those comments to track them on our main page and follow up on the comments, follow up on the shares, and do the second part, and that'll help with conversion, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Inbound marketing is not going to do it all, but it's, by the same token, you can, if you set up a storefront and a big sign and someone walks up and knocks on the door and you don't answer the door, you're also not going to sell any real estate, right? So inbound marketing is going to get the person to you, and then your job is to pick the ball up and run with it. And I think that most people feel pretty comfortable with that part of it. So, but make sure definitely that you're engaging people once they start talking to you. And I can bounce back over and show some examples of that in a moment. I just wanted to quickly show you, when you're actually setting up City Blasts specifically, one cool thing is you can pick all the different types of content you want, so you can tailor it. I've got everything selected, so I show all kinds of different stuff on my wall, but you can pick different things. So if you just want the hardcore kind of real estate focused content, you got that here. If you want content that's kind of like, I call it link bait or clickbait, it's basically content that's designed to get people interested in it. It's made for engagement specifically. So we've got that kind of stuff. And then we've got a more humanistic side if you want to post inspirational quotes, beautiful pictures of homes and gardens and architecture and design, tips for living well, Habitat for Humanity. You can post all those sorts of things. You also pick your market, which you can see right here. Mine focused on Toronto. We service thousands of markets across North America. You choose your frequency. That tells our expert how often to post to your account. I've got mine set for 4 times per week. And then you can post to all these different accounts. It's all included. All of your social media posting is included. So my Facebook, my business page, my Twitter, and my LinkedIn. I wanted to show you something here pertaining to engagement and also pertaining to different content types. My City Blast expert posted this on my wall, which has nothing to do with real estate, and Simon brought this up. When you stop chasing the wrong things, you give the right things a chance to catch you. Here are 30 things to stop doing to yourself. And it's just an article with little bullet points of 30 things to stop doing to yourself to improve your life. Simon was talking about shares. This post has 16 shares. That's an insane amount of shares, I'll have you know. I don't know if you're pretty experienced with Facebook, you'll know that is a ton of shares for a post. The reason that Simon was mentioning to use other things other than just real estate stuff is because Facebook operates around an algorithm called EdgeRank. And first of all, you want to be perceived by the other people as not just being a head-down real estate dweeb talking about real estate all the time. That's one thing. But also, real estate content is great, but some content is often better. I've seen real estate content perform really well, but oftentimes it's these more of these things that everyone can identify with that turns everyone's eyes sort of to your page for a period of time. So when I posted this, obviously a lot of likes, a lot of comments, and a lot of shares. it was really well received. And what that does is, in Facebook's eyes, they're running an algorithm in the background which is calculating basically how popular you are. So you're at the party, and what Facebook essentially does is say, okay, this person's popular. People seem to like, comment, share, etc. Their posts that they're creating. So maybe we'll start showing this person to more people, because Facebook wants Facebook to be fun and addictive. So it's part of their MO to show the best content around to people. So when you post something, all of your friends don't actually see it. In fact, the average is that only about 15 to 20% of your friends will see any given post that you post up. So if you're wondering why didn't Bob write back on this post, it seems to be right up his alley, he probably never saw it, is why he didn't write back. As you get more popular with Facebook, the amount of people who see your posts increases, and that's called edge rank. And your edge rank increases and increases as you become more popular, and it's sort of a feedback loop, because if you have good content, they show it to more people, so you're seeing 25% and 30% and et cetera are seeing your post. And when more people see it, more people can click, comment, and like on it, or click, comment on it and like it. So it kind of works, and success begets more success. And one great way to do that is to post these kind of articles and quotes, inspirational quotes and stuff like that resonate with you, because they're going to resonate with other people as well, more than real estate realistically can, in fact. Posting, I don't care if it's the best real estate article in the world, you're not going to have as many people care about it as something that really touches every single person and is some more of an, we call it evergreen, or like something that everyone can be interested in. And evergreen content, just as a side note, it means it's good at any time. It's kind of good for anybody. It's good for any market. It's not geographically focused. So evergreen content is great for that kind of thing. And you should be posting sort of humanistic things about your own life and all that kind of thing. Here's a motorcycle I saw in Montreal. You know, you saw my dessert here. This is me out on the bicycle path in Toronto. I post up things that sort of are of interest to anybody in between, and that's my own personal take on it. But the nice thing with City Blast is, even when you're too busy, City Blast is posting this kind of, as I said, link bait or engagement bait here that's going to get people kind of talking and chatting with you. And just further quickly to what Simon was saying, you can see a lot of this stuff gets people talking. And here's like, okay, perfect example. Could you be happier by making some simple changes? Consider giving up these 15 things to be happy. Okay, this was posted by my City Blast expert on July 19th. And you can see this person has written, printed off and putting up on the refrigerator, great diet for the soul. Obviously, I've touched this person, and they're going to put that up on their refrigerator. Even though this isn't real estate content, when it's mixed in with all my other real estate content, who do you think that this person is going to go to as their real estate agent? This person is like following what I'm writing now, and I can in fact tell you that that person has used me as a real estate agent. So perfect example there. But what you want to do, to Simon's point, is when you're posting up something that's of interest, let's say your friend writes you a comment right here. That's obviously not a comment that's going to make any sense, but person writes you a comment, your job is to reply to that comment. So you can see, here's an example. Nice, it's okay, I laughed, haha. This person said, man, they don't care. Get in there and mix it up. I said, haha, but I could even do more here to engage these people and start to drive the conversation, right? Maybe I could ask a question of the people who have written back here and sort of drive the conversation forward and engage them more. And that's what Simon's talking about. Get in there. When people are writing back to you, write back to them and start up a conversation, and that's really where the rubber's going to meet the road.
Yeah, but you also make a great point there. I mean, you just typed four letters, haha. That's all it requires. You don't need to write a novel sometimes.
Yeah.
Just have a sense of humor, be yourself, and you know, it's like you said, you can't be the real estate nerd at the party and that's all you talk about, because that's boring. Even when you're interested in real estate, it's boring. People want to know that they're engaged with somebody who's got a personality, who's got a sense of humor, and who's got balance. And that's what I like most about the the up, and these are all modifications that didn't exist in the first version of City Blast, but you guys are making some great progress. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and further to what you were saying, look at all the great companies, and I'm talking about the really great companies. I mean, obviously Apple's an example that comes to mind. People always talk about Apple, etc. They have more than just products. They have a personality. And I can tell you, somewhere in my gut, I feel the personality of Apple. If you ask me what's Apple like, I could describe Apple like it was a person. Well, you're a real estate agent, so you're already light years ahead of a company like Apple that's making electronics. You are a person, and you're in a humanistic business where you're going to be dealing with people in a social environment. You're going to be sitting in cars with them and talking to them at the coffee shop and showing them homes, and they want to feel comfortable with you. It's very easy, and it's also very important for you to convey that you're a person and to convey what type of person you are so that people can become comfortable with you. And I've been doing all sorts of sales for quite a long time, but one thing that I learned that was really valuable for me in the early days of my sales career was you don't want to sell 100% of the people 10% of the way. Meaning, you're not going to appeal to everybody. What you want to do is sell 10% of the people 100% of the way. And that's a recipe for a successful career. So don't be afraid to just be yourself. Post the things up that you are interested in. If only 10% of your friends and followers in social media really resonate with what you're posting, you will be massively successful. Okay? And you're going to get out there and you're going to show them your personality. So you've all seen, I'm sure, like the motorcycle realtor and the this and the that, and it actually works. Let me show you. I'll show you something interesting here, actually. This is my mom. She's a real estate agent, and she now is a social media nut. I'd like to claim that I was responsible for that, but I don't know that that's true. This is her real estate page. You want to talk about inbound marketing? I could take lessons from her. She lives in Port Hope, Ontario. Her real estate page is not called Kim Nilsson. It's called Moving to Port Hope. And she curates it. And what does she curate it with? You want to talk about content that other people value? All that she does all day long is post things about other businesses in Port Hope. And it's a small enough town that all these people are well aware who is doing these posts. She frequents all the restaurants. She takes pictures of the food. She takes pictures of the staff. She makes everyone in Port Hope feel like they're have a little piece of celebrity with respect to the Moving to Port Hope page. Moving to Port Hope, shared a link. Port Hope camp is a blast. She's talking about the camp. Now the people at the camp are like, oh, hey, I love that Moving to Port Hope page because they're always talking about what I'm doing. This is inbound marketing, like refined to a science. Moving to Port Hope, tickets on sale for fall house tour, right? It's some historical house or something like that. Movies in the park. This is what's going to be showing at Movies in the Park. What do I not see here? First, we had our first day of sweet corn from the Burnham Family Farmers Market. What do I not see on this page? I don't see Kim Nilsson, my mom, talking about herself at all. Look at this. She's showing like a renovation that someone else is doing and all these kind of things. This is the way that you need to be thinking in terms of social media. And I can tell you this, she is extremely successful in Port Hope. Are you surprised by that? Probably not. So focusing on content that other people value is extremely valuable, and it's something that you need to do. I want to show you one more quick thing, and then maybe we can open it up to Q&A if anyone has any questions. Simon talked about listings. I think that listings are a part of a healthy diet of posts, and I'll explain to you why. First of all, people like listings. It's no mystery that they call it, obviously, real estate porn. We've all heard that term. People like surfing around and looking at real estate. Even people who are not necessarily about to buy real estate, for whatever reason, they like looking at real estate. We all know it. I like posting up listings because they actually get great engagement on the one hand, which we know by, as I said, tracking clicks, comments, likes, etc. But one thing that listings do by posting listings is they actually do two things. But one major thing is they have a strong propensity to pre-qualify warm leads. So people who are commenting on a listing, as you can imagine, are further down usually in the process of making a buying or selling decision than are people who are commenting on a non-listing article. Both are valuable leads, but if you want someone who's hot to trot and ready to buy it or sell something, posting listings is a great way to sort those people out. And I would say that more than half of my business through Facebook posts come off of listings themselves. The second thing that listings do is they make you look like a top producer without you saying, I am a top producer. If you think about this, if you show up to a party and you've got a great suit on and a nice watch and some polished shoes and all that kind of thing, people are going to go, hey, this guy's a professional. If you walk up to people and you don't have any of that stuff on and you go, oh yeah, I'm super professional, your words don't carry as much weight as the evidence, right? Posting a lot of listings is the evidence in the sense of the fact that you're a top producer. You don't have to say anything. People see the fact that there are listings on your wall all the time, and they automatically assume that you're a top producer. And the way that I did that when I started out was, in the very beginning, and I probably called Simon, ironically, I would call top agents and in my office and in my area and in the city and ask them for permission to post their listings up when I saw them. And they would give me permission because they wanted to reach my group of potential buyers. So I'd call up and say, hey, I've got a big buyer network on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Craigslist, Kijiji. I'd like to post your listing up and try to help you find a buyer. Would that be fine? And people would go, yeah, sure, go ahead. And so every few days I would get a new listing and post it up. And what that actually led to was within about 30 days of me starting my real estate career, people were literally coming up to me in the street and shaking my hand and going, wow, I didn't even know you were in real estate before. Congrats on all your success. You're super successful. And I had only done I was like working with a lease deal client or something. I had done absolutely nothing. But perception is reality, and pretty soon people were entrusting me with listings and buying and all sorts of things. And I attribute it quite directly to posting a lot of high-quality listings on my accounts. So
I think agents make the assumption, Sean, sorry for cutting you off, but agents make the assumption that consumers understand our business. So I got a comment from an agent that, you know, I'm putting other agents' listings on my Facebook. Does that make me look bad? And they didn't understand. See, when you post, here's an example. You got 43 Hannah Avenue. Everybody, most consumers assume that's your listing and the seller is your client. When if it's coming through City Blast, it could be any City Blast member who's given permission to promote their listing, who's actually pushing it out, and they want you to bring your buyer clients. But what's cool is, and I have a question. So in this case, you've got Nigel and Al and Brandon liking this and so on. I'm guessing that you would want to follow up with these guys because they're liking that loft, and you know, maybe a quick message, either a phone call or a text. Hey, didn't know you're in the market. Let's grab a coffee so I can help you figure this out, kind of a thing. So
you said
it gets their attention, and it very, very specific because they're liking something something in the loft range in downtown area. Now you know exactly what they're looking for, or maybe they're looking for a friend. But you got to go to the next step. You got to follow up on those leads, and you got to book the appointment. I always say when you're at a party, don't try to do a business meeting, but look for leads and put them in your back pocket. Follow up the next day. You know?
Yeah, and you touched on something really important there. You don't have to sell. Some people think, okay, well, I posted this property. I got to sell this property. These people are leads in general. This is meant to generate people leads. This isn't meant to book showings for this specific property from your perspective by posting this on your wall. So you said it. These people are all people that I can contact and just say, hey, are you interested? Let's chat. Sometimes people will write down right under a listing, they'll just put, hey, I'm interested in checking this out. Or let's even take a step back from there. They'll go, does this come with parking? They'll just write that as a comment.
Yeah.
That's an incredibly valuable lead. Your job at that point is to pull the listing up, if it's not yours, on MLS, look at all the information, probably send them the whole listing to their email, ask for their email, send them the listing, and also say, are you in the market? Does it have to be a 2-bedroom? There are actually 7 2-bedrooms available in the same building within roughly the same price range. Would you like me to send those as well? Do you want to see this property? Obviously, the way I'm saying it right now, machine gun approach, is going to be overwhelming, but this is the thought process that needs to be going through your head, and this is the conversation that needs to develop naturally out of the leads that are coming to you on your wall.
Absolutely.
I want to show you.
We got about 10 more minutes, so you tell me what are the most, maybe a couple more critical things we can cover before we finalize.
I'm just going to show you something pretty cool here, which is this. City Blast shortcuts the need to call and ask for permission from other agents to post their listings. As Simon was saying, every City Blast member can submit their listings to our social experts to be posted out to all of the social media accounts of the other agents throughout their city. So that's how I get these listings on my wall. The agent who actually has this listing submitted it to City Blast, said, yes, I am giving permission to all the City Blast agents in Toronto to post this on their wall. And then our social experts go, awesome, great, and they post it out to our accounts. And if you don't want listings on your wall, you can turn them off. In terms
but not
of
to mention, and I hope I'm not stealing your thunder, but the agent that's promoting their listing needs to be demonstrating in their listing presentation to their seller, hey, we're pushing it out on City Blast. We're not only putting it on MLS, we're putting it on Facebook, and going out to 3 million other potential buyers in the Toronto area, that kind of thing.
Yep. I was just about to talk about that. Here's the stats to back that up. Here are some of my recent listings that I've posted up. Look at how many people have seen these listings. I only have a few thousand reach in social media. This listing was seen by 75,000 people. This one by 11,000, this one by 7,000. It's insane. What's happening here is you're using the Facebook friends and followers of all the other agents who are working in your city cooperatively. So they're going to post your listing out. It's going to get seen by a ton of people, and these are the clicks. Almost 500 more people came through to view this listing than would have if I had posted it on MLS alone. And then 285, 111. You're getting a ton of more interested buyers viewing your property by posting it out through City Blast and sharing it onto other people's walls. So it really works both ways. And absolutely what Simon said, 100%. Once you're doing this, once you're using City Blast, you can put this in your listing presentation. Yes, it'll help you sell properties faster, but it'll also help you earn the listings, earn more listings and earn them faster by walking into that room and going, yeah, I'm going to get your property out. My last 3 listings were seen by over 10,000 people, and I drove an extra 500 interested buyers to view the properties through Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn alone. And that's a really powerful selling feature for your business when you're talking to listing appointments to seller clients. Mm-hmm. Maybe we can do some Q&A. I'm sure people have some questions about some of the stuff we've talked about. It's quite an all-encompassing topic and very sort of philosophical. So feel free to jump in. Maybe Simon, can you pick some out of the text area there? And
yeah, well, we had a couple of questions come in by the FAQ email that we sent to our list, and the first question is, how does this service work? Am I locked in for a long period of time? You answered some of the questions around controlling frequency, but can you walk people through, how does the service work, and how do I connect it to Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter?
So here is what we're going to do. First of all, you guys can all say thanks to sorry, there's a handsome face. You can all say thanks to Simon. He has hooked us up, or hooked you up with a lifetime discount for City Blast. So first of all, we offer a 2-week free trial. And I'm just going to pull the URL up here. cityblast.com/REC. If you go to that link right now, and maybe Simon will throw it in the text box.
I already put it in the chat box a couple times, and we'll email that back out.
Yeah, if you want to go to this cityblast.com/REC, sign up via this page, pick your city, and then it's going to ask you to connect with Facebook. That's simply so that we can get permission to post to your account. Now, we cannot log into your account. We have no access to your actual Facebook account, etc. You're just giving us permission to post on your behalf, which allows us to do all of the updates. And you can do it to your business page, you can do it to your personal page, you can do it to your Twitter, you can do it to your LinkedIn. You pick whichever ones you want.
Now, can I actually do this on my smartphone too, buddy?
You can, yep.
So you can log in, get this. So everybody, really, I mean, it's stupid if you don't sign up for a free 2-week trial and see what it really does. And just to speak to permissions, it's really like no different than any other app. When you sign up for an app on your iPhone or your iPad, it requests permission just to access GPS information, that kind of thing. So you're actually just giving. So we're just giving you permission to post, but they're not seeing any of my my leads or anything like that. Correct?
You can't see anything at all. We couldn't even, if we pulled up your Facebook, we would be like, it would be private. Like we would be not able to see it just like any other person. Okay. So we have no access to your Facebook other than to be able to post to your account as we're supposed to, and that the social experts use that to do your posting. Okay. There's a 14-day free trial. Sign up for the free trial even if you just want to see what the posts are like, because it's going to get the juices flowing for you so that you understand inbound marketing better to see what's getting posted to your account. I mean, it's free. 14-day trial. After the 14-day trial, normally the service is $59.99 per month to have the social expert work on your behalf all month long, and that includes all your accounts, your business account, your personal Facebook, your Twitter, and your LinkedIn, and it includes as many posts as you want. You can post up to daily, which is a lot. I wouldn't recommend starting there, but you can if you want. There's no limit on the amount of frequency. You can pick your market. All your stuff will be sourced for you and posted. It's normally $59 a month to hire one of our social experts. Simon's hooked you up with a deal. It's going to be 15% off for life. So I'm not sure what that exactly works out to. I think it's around 40, 45 bucks, something like that. Maybe you guys can do the math. Or maybe 50 bucks. Thanks, Simon. I thank Simon. But thanks, Simon. That's for life. After your 14-day trial, you go month to month. There's absolutely no contract. So if you like it, try it out. If you want to keep it on, keep it on. You're never locked in. You can do annual billing and get a greater discount and a greater savings. You can write an email to info@cityblast.com if you'd like that option. But certainly signing up month to month, you are not locked in. Cancel anytime. Completely free 14-day trial.
Okay.
No
well, one question that came up from Bruce saying it doesn't come up as an app on my iPhone. So this is not an app, correct?
There's no app in the iTunes store, if that's what you're looking.
Yeah. So you go into your browser, Bruce, and you go to cityblast.com/REC. Yeah. It's not an application, and once you sign up, then you can access it on your browser on your smartphone or your iPad or your laptop.
The nice thing is you don't really need to access it that much. You set it and forget it. So you're just going to, your main job is to set it up the way you want. And again, I'm just going to go back here for 1 second. When you sign up, you're going to see this page here. Whoops, we're on it already. So you're just going to choose what types of content you want, how often you want us to post, and choose your city. If your city's not listed yet, we have thousands of agents, but if your city's not listed yet, it's very simple. Just send us an email to info@cityblast.com and we'll add your city and we'll start posting local content to you as well. So you can add your city in that way or just choose your city. Most people will be there already. Pick which accounts you want us to post to. Once that's all saved, you don't do anything else. Your main job is to check into your Facebook. We'll do all the posting. You're actually just checking back here and communicating with people on your Facebook who are interested. And so you kind of go back to life as usual. And you only have to sign up on the website one time, and you're all set. If you want to change things, obviously you can check back in, and you can check your dashboard here, and all that's available at cityblast.com. So you just go to the website and log in with your Facebook info. You'll be confronted with the exact same page as you're seeing here, but you don't have to. Once you're all set up and rocking, focus on your Facebook and converting those leads.
Yeah, another. We'll do one more question and final question from Lisa, and that is, do you have multi-tier pay plans? Like, for example, if I only want to do a few posts per month, And I took the liberty of answering and saying, that's probably not even frequent enough. The minimum frequency is probably, what, a couple times a week at least?
Yeah, we offer, you can go down to 1 time per week, but I mean, you see like even a little warning thing comes up there. That's probably too low. I would stay in the if you really want to keep it pretty relaxed, 2 is probably as low as I would go. I think 3, 4, or 5, if you're pretty aggressive, is the range most people would want to be in. And to answer your question, the pricing is all the same, no matter how many posts we have to do.
Yeah, and I think if I can pipe in, I think given that you've got the inspirational and, the more interesting stuff, if you're putting 9 inspirational quotes a week, that's 2 a day. And you got to remember, when you post something on the wall, it doesn't pop up at the top of the page every time somebody comes onto Facebook. It's only a small percentage of people that are seeing it. So the likelihood of somebody seeing all of your posts, unless they're, crackbook addicts, as I call them, the ones that people that live on it 8 hours a day and look at every single post, most people are only going to see the odd post. So I don't think there's any danger in being more frequent. But yeah, I have mine set up for 4 or 5 a week as well, but no danger.
Yeah, so, I post 4 or 5 from City Blast, from my expert, and then I post the rest myself. So I'm probably posting once to twice a day on average, but I'm doing half with just kind of my comings and goings.
Personal stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, listen, a lot of great information, Sean, and obviously they can go to the website to register, and we've given them a link for the free trial and a discounted rate. And, of course, there's also contact you guys if they have any questions. Don't contact me. I'm not the City Blast guy, but your team are the ones to answer any questions that people have on this. So I'm just going to switch back to the final screen here just to thank everybody. And, of course, there's your handsome face. Again, we've arranged for a free trial and a lifetime discounted rate. So thanks to City Blast for offering that. And that concludes today's Mastermind Seminar Series webinar on branding yourself on Facebook. Watch for more information as we get updates and tips and tricks on how you can actually leverage your City Blast link and your likes and your posts and so on. Sean Nilsson from City Blast, thanks again, buddy.
Thanks so much. It was
a lot of great information. Take care.